Every day, children across our communities are placed into foster care. It's a traumatic day filled with so much uncertainty, but one group in the upstate's trying to make that day slightly better for the kids who have to live it.
Our very own Chief Meteorologist Kendra sat down with Jenna Weaver from Isaiah 117 House to find out more about this important mission, and with the help of the Surprise Squad, made it a visit to remember. Take a look.
Imagine being a child taken away from the only family you know. You're asked to sit alone in a sterile conference room for hours, sometimes overnight. You have just the clothes on your back. A caseworker, a stranger to you, makes calls nearby to find you a foster family. Removal Day is a reality for thousands of children placed in foster care, and it's this gap between removal and foster care placement that Isaiah 117 House is working to fill. Now in 12 states, Isaiah 117 House just broke ground here in Greenville, a physical home where children can rest and find comfort while a suitable foster is found is still months away. But in the meantime, its volunteers continue to work tirelessly to support children and caseworkers, bringing what comforts they can to cubicles and conference rooms. Jenna Weaver is the location leader for Isaiah 117 House here in Greenville. A foster parent herself, she knows firsthand what a child goes through from the time they are removed from their unsafe family situation until they are placed with a foster family.
And then this child gets pulled from mom or school or wherever that removal happens, and they're taken back to the office. Like, that's the best we have to offer right now. And when kids sit in offices, they feel like they're in trouble, right? That they've done something wrong, and it's because I told, it's because I fill in the blank, right? And so how does that feel different if we can create a space where on that day, like, this is not your fault, this is happening to you, not because of you.
She's also witnessed the impact a volunteer can have on a child just by being present.
And I can remember sitting with an 11-year-old girl, and we're in a kind of a small room, and the commotion of caseworkers going to the elevator to go downstairs, and she was just high alert, like every time something happened at the door. And she just kept saying over and over again, they're choosing her. That child's getting chosen. They get to go to a house. Somebody wants them. And like, that moment happens whether we're there or not, but like, we're able to sit there and say, like, no matter the circumstance right now, like, you are seen, you are wanted, like, caseworker is working to find you a safe home. We don't know the answers for that, but like, you're worthy and God sees you.
And thanks to donations, volunteers make sure puzzles, Legos, and other games are available, and caseworkers are equipped with gift cards to fill major needs at a moment's notice, whether that's new clothes or a hot meal. This is such an exciting time for Isaiah 117, and here at Fox Carolina, we've been following your story from the beginning, and just, it has moved all of us here. And today, we have to announce that we're actually the Fox Carolina Surprise Squad. And our friends with United Community, Michelle Seaver, is here to present a check that could hopefully help you while you're in that transition. I know you guys are bringing in so much to these kids, and we're so excited to help.
Thank you so much for all that you and Isaiah 117 House are doing for these children in our community. We have this check for you. We know the house is a long way off still, but we have this check for you that'll hopefully help you help these children and the DSS workers and the families just make a little bit more of a difference. So thank you for all the work you're doing, and we can't wait to see what you're going to do next year.
Now, Isaiah 117 House hopes to have a home built by the summer, but still needs the community's help. Scan the QR code there on your screen now for information on how to become a foster parent, which is so crucial for that there. You can also learn how to volunteer or make a donation, or just visit Isaiah117house.com. And thank you to United Community for making that Surprise Squad possible. So such a great cause. It's been so important. We were talking during that story is that Kendra, they've been here for a while, and they've just been trying to raise enough money to build that home. Once they build it, that's where the volunteers then come in. But it's really such a great cause.
Yeah, and I mean, so important, especially for all those kids. You just heard her speaking about how that's just a day, you know, somebody wants that child, and just that excitement for those kids. It just makes such a difference.
Absolutely. And what could be the worst day of a child's life, they try to make that into something something that they're not going to be left with huge negative memory. You know, there are all these wonderful people out there that are doing so much for these kids. And again, it's going to be even better once this house is up and running, and hopefully that gets them even closer to it. But yeah, it's fun. Those surprise squads are tough, though. It's tough not to break.
Yeah.
I always have,
can't
you know, I
imagine.
get an anxiety. I'm like, oh, don't mess this up, Kendra, because it's a surprise. But no, it was wonderful meeting them and doing all of that. So.
And you also have to play it cool, is because you know we tell them we're there for just a story.
Yep,
And then it's
exactly.
like, you know what, it's just a story. There's no extra to it, and all of a sudden we bring in the extra.
Yes, the big check. That's my favorite part.
No one's ever
we
quite-
always have such a good time doing it, and you'll see many more stories coming up in the new year from Surprise Squad as well.